Welcome back, everyone, to our playthrough of the career mode here in NASCAR Heat 2. So in our last race at New Hampshire, we had quite a fun race, actually. There was some beating and banging. There were several times that some guys got into us going into the corner. There were a few times that we got into guys either on the entry of the corner and through the center. But overall, I think it was a very good race, unless you were Brad Keselowski or Jimmy Johnson, who had issues and had to come to pit road during the course of the race. So that's where I want to start. I want to start off by taking a look at the playoff grid. Now, we did this at the very end of the previous video, but I want to take a quick glance in here before we move on to our race at Dover. So right now, Brad K and Jimmy Johnson both lost a lot of points in that race, again, because they had issues and had to come to pit road, causing them to have very bad finishes. So we know they're going to be sweating it, although Jimmy Johnson's still okay. He's only at plus 10, but he's got a lot of drivers between him and the cut line. The one who is probably the most stress-free is Kasey Kahne, because he knows he's got to win. I mean, this is what it comes down to for him. And then you look at Brad Keselowski. He is definitely sweating it, as he is right on the cut line. Ryan Newman and Jamie McMurray are within striking distance, although you'd have to admit Newman has the best shot. But Matt Kenseth and Dale Earnhardt Jr. are both also sweating it because they need the points. So they need some great finishes. We'll try to keep these names in mind as we work our way through the field here at Dover, and just try to see who's having a good day and who is not, and who might be working their way into a spot in the top 12. So with that in mind, we'll head back to the next race screen, and we'll be off to Dover. All right, before we get the race started, let's take a quick look at the setup, and it is going to be very close to what we used our last visit to Dover. A couple of changes that I made. Number one, I raised the track bar on both the left and the right-hand side from 8 inches to 9 inches, just to help the car overall to be able to rotate better. That should help us carry more speed through the corner, which will obviously allow us to carry more speed on the straights. And then I adjusted the brake bias up from 70% to 75%. That's feeling pretty good to me right now, so I want to try to keep that momentum going and use the same setting. So let's go ahead and get started. All right, green flag here at Dover, and we'll have to see how we do. So we've made some changes, just as we did at New Hampshire, to try to give us a little bit better handling race car. And Dover is an extremely fun track, but it is very difficult to pass on, and you can see why by looking right in front of me. All right, so we're definitely going to be tight, as I've had to get out of the gas coming off the corner. So you're able to get back hard into the gas on the center of the corner, but then you have to be careful on corner exit. And right now I'm just trying to feel things out and just see how much I can be in the gas versus how much I'm going to have to lift and use the brakes, particularly on corner entry. Whew, a little loose right there. Trying to give these guys, as always, some room. So as always is the case with any setup that you're running, whether it's feeling good to you or not, there are things you can do and changes you can make to your driving style to try to improve the handling of the car and, of course, your speed in the car, even if it's not handling to your liking. And right now I'm trying to do just that. So the 33 gave us the bottom, but then he wanted to kind of take that back. We didn't allow him to do that, so we're up to 36, so we passed a few cars. All right, we got a great run here. So if I let the car drift up a little bit in the corner, you can see what happens. We got an amazing run. Ooh, got down on the apron a little bit there. But yeah, this is the problem with racing at Dover, is it is extremely close at all times. So I have to lift off the gas coming off the corner. Of course, that hurts our straightaway speed. Look at this. I mean, just look at this run I can get on these guys. Had to lift that time because we were coming up on the 47 pretty hard. But overall, not bad. Not bad. We'll take it. All right, the 7 car. Woo, way out of the gas to try to keep off of him. So yeah, he's struggling right now. So that's my best option right now, is to go into the corner, try to let the car drift up the track about a lane, and then get back hard in the gas. If I do that, then I find that I can stay in the gas generally all the way off the corner on exit. So for that reason, I'm going to try to use the high side a little bit, as long as these guys are single file, and we'll see how that works out for us. Because, I mean, it's pretty obvious to see what a difference that makes on corner exit. I'm not so much worried about corner entry unless we're worried about somebody getting under us. 38 car drifted up in front of us there. Alright, now he's going to drift all the way up the track in front of us, which is perfectly fine, because we'll try to go under him. Ooh, watch out. Alright, so far so good. Oh yeah, we're going to have a great run here. Again, slide up the track a little bit, and we get a great run off the corner. Right back to the throttle. And boy, does it feel good to be able to stay in the throttle coming off the corner. Alright, so now they're running 2 wide in front of us. I don't particularly want to be 3 wide on the top, so we'll try to stick to the bottom for now. But I'm thinking I might want to go back to that top side at some point, just because it's so much fun to run up there. But that's more of a one-on-one move. Ooh, 77 going to push us down hard. Whew, he didn't leave us a whole lot of room at all. Alright, this time we should have a little bit better. Oh. Yeah, the car is just really tight under heavy braking. Oh, watch out. Alright, so we'll try to gather it up after we had some serious contact coming off that corner. I believe it was turn 2 where all that started. So we'll try to gather it back up and make our way back forward. Yeah, the 75% on the brake bias is just a little bit too far forward right now, because as I'm using the brakes on corner entry, it's pushing the car up the track. So what I'm going to have to do is just get off the gas earlier and use less brake. So the question will become, ooh, watch out. Can't get out on the apron. The apron is certain death. So now it's going to be a matter of trying to figure out what I need to do on entry, how far I need to back it up to try to keep it down at the bottom like that time. All right, so we're clear. I love to hear all clear in the center of the corner. Because that lets me know I can let it drift all the way out to the wall on exit and maintain as much speed as possible. All right, these guys in front of us are running 2x2. And not really anywhere for us to go just yet. Really need these guys to move on past the 6 car so that we can try to make our move as well. So much fun racing at this track. So many places to get into trouble. So many ways to get into trouble at this track. See if he's going to give us any room. This is why it's so hard to get down on somebody without getting on the apron. There's not a lot of room there that they give you, particularly on corner entry. Oop, he's going to slide up the track. Unfortunately, I'm going right with him. Clear again, so we're up to 21st. So if we get some clear track, we can definitely make up some time. Let's try the high side out again. But traffic is killer at this place. This is definitely a place where you can see the lap traffic. Whenever the leaders get to them, the lap traffic are very difficult to pass. And now we come upon Larson, who is the first I remember of the playoff competitors. Alright, let's see if we're going to be able to... No. 5 cars right up in front of us. We're going to take another path around, and of course 5 car needed to have a victory today, and that is definitely not going to happen for him, running around the 20th position. Alright, so we're up to 19th now. Alright, one at a time. Alright, we're up to 17th now. Roughly halfway through. Alright, we got the 43 up here on the high side as well, so that's not going to help our momentum. Alright, that moves us up to 16th. Another great run off of the corner. We'll back off rather than trying to stick our nose in there. At least this time. Alright, that should get us into the top 15. Alright, I was hoping Suarez was going to give us a little room there. So we've made our way up to the top 15. So not bad. Not the easiest thing to do at Dover. Alright, yeah, he's pinching us off pretty good. I'm going to have to get a really good run off the corner like this to make sure we have position on him going into the corner. Alright, Elliott is another one that needed to have an extremely good run and almost a victory, realistically, but he's nowhere near a victory. And 13th is not going to do it unless he has a bunch of other guys having trouble. Alright, again, that getting down on the off the banking. Uh-oh, this is not good. Alright, we are 3 wide. This is definitely not good. Alright, there we go. Alright, let's see if we can make this work. Woo, that was close. That 3 wide could have been the end. Alright, so we're up to 13th. And I didn't catch a glimpse as to how many laps there are to go. Somewhere around 15, I'm guessing. In fact, yep, 15 more to go. And we are in full chase mode now, trying to catch these guys in front of us. They are pretty spread out at this point, considering where you are. Would really love to be able to get a top 10, and that's going to be extremely difficult simply because of how much distance is in between these guys in front. Just trying to look for little love tap from behind. Alright, we should have enough of a run to get to his inside. Just enough, in fact. Oh, that was all me. Slid up the track more than I wanted to. He is, again, he is slow in all the wrong places for me. So we'll try to get a really good run on him like this. Alright, that gets us up to 11th. And Keselowski, who is right on the bubble, is in 10th right now. I'm not sure that that's going to be good enough for him or not. The guy he needs to be several places in front of is Ryan Newman, I believe. I forget how many points separate the two, But if I remember correctly, they are 12th and 13th in the points, with Ryan Newman being 13th. And Ryan Newman is going to give us no room here. I don't blame him. He's got no reason to move over and give us any room at all. In fact, he's got every reason not to. All right, so now we've made our way to the top 10, which is, as far as I'm concerned, it's pretty much a victory in its own right when you start at the back in a short race here. All right, and Brad K going to give us a little bit of room. And I'm going to try to return the favor. Oh boy, now we got the lap traffic again. All right, oof. Kyle Busch did not want to give us any room. Again, understandable, but boy is this tight. Really need to get those lap cars out of the way. Yikes, this is tight. And of course you got two lap cars running side by side, because of course you do. Ooh, Brad Keselowski, wow. Look out, there was not room there for that. I love it. All right, great run off the corner there. Used up every inch of the track to make that pass. And we'll use the couple of laps we got left to try to see if we can get up to Junior and make a pass there as well. Now, Junior should be perfectly fine on points. He was up by something like 10, I think, somewhere around there, maybe a little less. But running up in 7th, not going to be an opportunity for anybody to make up very many points. Oh, good gracious, Earnhardt. So yeah, I'd say Earnhardt is good to go for making it through to the round of 12. And we'll come off this final corner and bring it home 8th. A lot of fun in that race. That was a little bit more beating and banging than I would have preferred. Some of that was my fault. Some of it wasn't. That's the way it generally goes. All right, so Kevin Harvick brings home the victory. We'll have to see what this does to the final standings of round 1. Let's see what we've got. So Brad Keselowski makes it in. Earnhardt, Hamlin both make it in as well, just in front of them. And Newman ends up 8 points out. And then back beyond that, we encounter McMurray, Elliott, and so on well back in the field, so we knew they didn't have much chance to make up the points they needed to make up or even fight for that victory. So not bad at all. You see there your 3 automatic bids for the second round. We come home with a victory, as well as Truex and Harvick. So that's your top 12, and we'll move on to round 2. Once again, we have the fastest lap. So another very exciting race, and they're trying to ruin my ears and get rid of all of my hearing every time one of those comes up. So great job advancing to the next round. Thank you very much, Ryan. And Danica Patrick, you made it to another round. Keep digging and don't lose focus. There's still a long way to go. Thank you very much, Danica. Appreciate it. And now we'll get ready for round 2. And the first race in round 2 will be at Charlotte. Now, Charlotte, there's no two ways about it. Charlotte is a very tough racetrack. Race is very narrow, and I can't wait to get there and get started with the fun. But that'll be in our next video. For now, thank you very much for joining me, and stay tuned for more NASCAR Heat 2.